Okay, here we go. Limelight from Moving Pictures. Another great song from that album. One of the cool things about it is how they have odd times in it, but you don't really realize unless you sit back and count it. It's like, oh, that isn't 7/4 or whatever. Like the very beginning with the big hit at the beginning on the gong drum, the kick drums, that is in 4/4, and then the verse, or as the band comes in, they actually go to the 7/4, or you could count it 4/4 and 3/4. So, and like the verses are 6/4 or 2 bars of 3/4. Just very cool how they wove that all together. So, but anyway, let's get started. You know me, got my sheets. So the very first fill here, it's the first time I ever heard the triplet on the kick drums, right, left, right, and like going into something. I was like, man, that's cool. And I've gotten a lot of mileage out of doing that with different stuff. Just cut Red Barchetta drum cover last night and was throwing that in there because it sounded cool. Just add my own stuff. So, but anyway, the fill, I'll put it on the screen, is it's in 4/4, and it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. The hardest part for me was the kick drums, getting that even. So that's a whole exercise in itself. You can work up that by doing different stuff like I just did. I'll do it slow, but. And that's actually a cool little lick if you want to get that fast. Side note, I did Wipeout back almost 30 years, well, it was 30 years ago, with a very cool 50s, 60s band called the Vandells, and one of the times, instead of doing the same, that rhythm the whole time, each break, I changed it up, and that fill with the triplets is one thing I did, just going all over the kit. It was a lot of fun. I went. Rabbit hole, sorry. But anyway, that's how the fill in the beginning is. It's just that triplet thing. And the last hit, or the cymbal catch choke, is on the E of 4. That's kind of a, hard grab to get. But so that's that one. And then the fill going out of it into the verse is a 25-second mark. It's he does just a lot of this in this one, just regular around the toms thing. So it's just 1, 2, 3. And then goes into the verse. The hi-hat part, I guess you call it the interlude going back and forth. That's in 4/4. And it's the same thing like in Witch Hunt where he's kind of got the left foot going, the uhs of each beat. It's like you can hear that quieter note. So the groove is just in it's 4/4 and 3/4 in how I do it, but it's just so that's how I do it. Up the speed, it's Okay, so the second verse, what he does, it's still that 3/4 or 6/4, however you want to look at it. Starts accenting beat 2 on everything. And building up to it, he's ends up in verse 2, he ends up doing the 6th note triplet. And then just a so going into the second chorus, you know, it's the bar 4/4 and then 3/4, and on the 3/4 bar, he just does a nice, I call it roundhouse fill, but it's just nice. It fits perfect. It's not flashy, but it just fits perfect. However you want to voice it. But that's just a nice fill. Then he's back into the and just starts driving. I'm just making stuff up, but basically that. Then he goes into the guitar solo, you know, and that is in 3/4. And he does variations of it, but it's on the ride, just quarter note ride. And he leaves kick off, which on 1 on the second. It just, he varies it. It's very cool. And then that one little thing he does where he adds a 16. And that is this fill. Pull this back up. I'll put it on the screen. But there's the ride part, and then he does this, you know, triplet. I'm doing it on here and here, but it just fits, again, nicely. So from there, in the guitar solo, he starts doing these really cool fills, and it's around 3 minutes mark. And how it's voiced is, yeah, again, I'm doing it different, but so I'll bring that up to speed. And then he just keeps building it up, and I call this section 3/4 for sure, because it's like a 4/4 pattern, but he's playing it kind of like Kashmir, Led Zeppelin, same type thing. where it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Same thing with this pattern. He's going it. So it's all just a regular 4/4 pattern, but he's playing it 3/4 or 6/4, however you want to do it. I do 3/4, like that. So, okay, so here's the fills at the end. Come around 4 minutes and 2 seconds, around the 4-minute mark, and starts on the snare, goes to his 12-inch tom, and then does this really cool, hit on the end of 3, back up on the snare as it goes around the toms. He's done that several spots. It was always so cool. But here's the first part of that. So sticking is just on the first 2 beats. So here it is up to speed. Second bar, he does the one end, and he does these, which I missed it on my cover, but he does on the beats 3 and 4, he does the E, 3E, 4E, like that, and he's riding basically the floor tom. Last 2 beats of it, these ones, there's the feet down there, but if you notice, I got the floor tom right there, and then there's the snare, there's his 13-inch tom, but it's and then he just adds the feet before each of those. So slow the whole thing. Up the speed. And that's the last one. Basically the same thing. He's still riding the floor tom, but he just changes the voicings and adds in the quads, man. They got me. I'm not sure if he's doing right-left or left-right on the hands. I think it's right-left because I think he's continuing the riding floor tom thing. I've always done it, and it's hard for me to do right hand lead on it, but I've always done left hand because of the sound, how it goes down. But anyway, the whole thing. Yeah, so the last fill at the end. So the last fill at the end on his kit, he just went these 3, the floor, and then to his gong drum. But you can do whatever you want. I went all the way around the kit. And just a quick little 4-note on the kicks for the end. So there you go. There's my Limelight interpretation, drum tutorial on the fills and grooves and all that stuff with it. So stay tuned. I'm going to do the whole album just with that 40th anniversary box set coming out. I was like, you know what? I've already got 3 of them done, drum covers. This is the 3rd tutorial for moving pictures. I'm just going to go through the whole thing just in honor of that whole deal. So anyway, appreciate y'all watching. Just let me know if you got questions, comments. Have a good one.